Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor to have Prime Minister Mark Carney with us. As you know, just a few days ago, he won a very big election in Canada. And I think I was probably the greatest thing that happened to him, but I can't take it. His party was losing.
What?
Would you like to say a few words?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. I'm on the edge of my seat, actually. But thank you for your hospitality and above all for your leadership. You're a transformational president, focus on the economy with a relentless focus on the American worker, securing your borders, ending the scourge of fentanyl and other opioids, and securing the world. And I've been elected.
Okay, what? We need to talk about what's going on. So welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me get my channel out there, and you guys have no idea what it means to me that you guys have been watching my videos, getting my channel out there. Truly, you guys, it helps me so much get my name in this impossible algorithm, okay? Because the government doesn't like what I have to say. I make too much sense and they don't like that. So if you're tired of the CBC, don't forget to follow me. And let's get into today's video. Because here's the thing, I can admit this is a good thing. We do not need to be fighting with America. What I have a massive amount of problems with is a couple of the comments that were made in here. Because what do you mean you guys have contacted each other a few times in the last few weeks? Just would love to know. Number two, what do the lefties think about Mark Carney going in and not only getting along with Trump when they wanted him to go hard on him, which is not what any of us conservatives would have ever wanted from either one of the candidates, by the way. But that's what the left wanted. And instead of that, he went in praising specific ideas from Trump, specific ideas that Pierre Poilievre had that he was called mini Trump for. You know what it takes for a party to literally take out a single person and put in a new one after ruining our lives for 10 years and that person being voted in? Do you know what that takes? A massive sigh that, in my opinion, Trump brags about being part of. I had some say in this. Yeah, because Canada hates you. I don't know how that's a good thing on Trump's part. Listen, I don't have Trump derangement syndrome anymore. Okay, I've been cured. But I'm also not somebody who's dogmatic and can see, a couple of, there's things that I disagree with Trump on, okay? Being BFFs with Mark Carney is definitely one of them, okay? Because here's the thing though, Mark Carney comes on here and says every single thing that Pierre Poilievre wanted to do. I'm not even sure how Pierre Poilievre can come in and be the opposition to all of his ideas. Securing the border. He even mentioned the Arctic. The left literally laughed in Pierre's face. All of my TikTok comments were brain rot of people being like, we don't need to protect the Arctic. Pierre's a conspiracy theorist. No, he's talking about real things that he would have been, gagged to not talk about if he signed got the security clearance, quote unquote. But all of a sudden, Mark Carney comes in, talks about it being a problem. The fentanyl problem, according to the left, isn't a problem. The crime isn't a problem to the left. I am not kidding. There was a person, it must have been a bot. I don't know if it was a real person or not, coming in and saying that nothing was ever any liberals' fault ever, and that crime wasn't up. And he had some sort of statistic that he showed me from StatsCan, which was not at all to do with, actually, maybe he didn't even do that. I think he just told me about it. I went to it and it proved that we had way more crime happening now, but I digress. They're like, it's just crime being caught. No, nobody was scared to drive down any downtown, except for maybe Toronto, where we had a couple of people screaming at you on Queen Street. Other than that, Canada felt safe to walk through. No needles, no drugs, things like that. I live in Northern Ontario for a reason, okay? So a part of me thinks, like, if he's serious about all of this, was Justin Trudeau coming in and making all of the mistakes that he did, which, by the way, hold on for a second, hold this thought, because I could picture, I was on the left, okay? I understand what they tell you to make you feel all of these things, and I could picture all of these, like the top 5 people in the Liberal Party in one little boardroom, okay? And there's a certain flour looking thing on the table, baking flour, okay? And someone like Mark Carney comes in, gives a slideshow and says, this is why having 100 million people by this year is a good idea. And they could sell it. They could come in and be like, oh, they're going to build their own houses and this, and then the economy and our birth rate is down and this, and this, and think it's a wonderful idea and put it through. I truly don't know if Justin Trudeau even is smart enough to know what he was doing was wrong. I truly have no idea, because I do think that he was into that position as prime minister since he was a kid, and it gave him this massive inflated sense of ego, which apparently got in the way of our politics, okay? Was all of this given to Justin Trudeau to ruin the reputation of the Liberals and make people see how bad it truly can be, so that Mark Carney can come in and save the day and look good for a year or two and then implement these things? I have no freaking idea. He has never come forward and said, hey, I am abandoning, because Trump has really set the stage for the world right now, especially with ESG. Like, Trump is against everything that Mark Carney stands for. I do not understand how they are friends, other than the fact that all of these elites are in part of one big club. This is all some big show and we're not part of it. Okay, and neither is Pierre, apparently. Because all of the things that Mark Carney wants in his book, the ESG, the, everything costing $1 million so we don't get to do anything, is basically what they want, okay? Why? And here's the thing, I'm going to bring it back to the homeowners are a disposable class, is what is said in his book, who are good for keeping peace and fighting wars. So something tells me that he is going to fix the bail thing. It is going to look a lot more harsh than the Liberals want it to. And the only person who was honest about how harsh it has to be is Pierre Poilievre. And I don't know what the plan is here, because I'm going to need Mark Carney to come out, or CBC, or literally anybody. Hey, David, was it Dave Macy? Macy Media. Who is that? I feel like a Daisy. You guys know who I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I just have 100 names in my head. Please ask him if he plans on doing the plans that he has in his book. No one has asked him if that is what he plans on doing, or if he actually plans on, because here's the thing, Mark Carney's going to benefit either way. No matter what pipeline is put in, it could be Brookfield putting in a pipeline, it could be all of these different things, and we have no idea who or what this man is actually connected to. Okay? I have no idea what the left is thinking, because here's the thing. I can put on my head straight as someone who's looking at this objectively, like a normal person, okay, and say, I am very glad that we have a normal prime minister. We do not have Justin Trudeau, who I still think Mark Carney would be the brains and all of those things, and he is kind of evil. But Justin Trudeau is stupid. He is stupid, and he did not know what he was talking about. He did not know how to be a world leader. Mark Carney knows all of these people, okay? He's very comfortable in this setting because he's used to being around extremely rich people, which is why he felt so uncomfortable on the campaign trail, having to talk to regular plebs like us, okay? Because tell me why Mark Carney was a sassy little diva on the campaign trail and seems like he's just at ease here. He does not like being in competition, my friend. And I will say that as much as Mark Carney looked at ease here, he also looked very nervous as to what Trump was going to say. And he was very red every time Trump started talking about the 51st state rhetoric, because he knew that the one thing that he needed to say in order to impress his audience was, we will never be the 51st state. That makes the left happy, and they're good for the day. So tell me what you guys thought. I thought this was such a weird interaction. I did not think they were going to be as close to each other, because I'm sure you guys know this, but the elites, they all like know each other, but do they really know each other? You know, like Candace Owens knows the elites, but I don't think she's part of them. You know what I mean? And I also would pay attention to that language, like, oh, we're not going to become the 51st state, but it's going to look like a little different, like good something, fair deals. If it becomes anything, I'll go back to it, because it did make me, some of the wording that they had in this meeting was very strange to me, and kind of set off some red flags, but I also don't want to just be paranoid all the time. So I try to avoid things like that. But this whole thing, I had to talk about it. I know everybody else did. I know that all of the other creators definitely talked about this way before me yesterday. But I had to talk about it because, oh my goodness, what are they doing? What is this? And the left and all of the hypocrisy, just so crazy to me how much they fooled the Canadian public. And how I wish that Pierre didn't play into it too. But I also understand why, because the Canadian public is a little crazy. But we need to break people of these spells that the media has on people and tell the truth. And the truth is that no matter who's... and I will say, though, like, Trump is being crazy about the tariffs. Like, on, off, on, off, on, off. Like, he's definitely a little wild. So I see both sides, but overall, I definitely think that Pierre should have been the opposition on it and been like, no, like, I know you guys think I'm exactly like Trump, but I'm not, but we need to have a good relationship with them. And you know what? At least we got to see how Mark Carney would be. And like I said, though, will the left care? Will they just live in cognitive dissonance? Who knows? Because if Pierre went and did that, would we have the same reaction? Absolutely not. Especially, I'm pretty sure the tariffs remain on. So, yay! Okay. We got lots done. Anyways, guys, I'm going to make a video later on how I don't think that Alberta are the traitors. So, thank you guys for tuning in so much. It means the world. It is going to snow today in Northern Ontario. And I am praying for Grand Prairie area. I believe that they are having fires right now, which is crazy. I need to look into, like, we just got, like, all of our snow in Northern Ontario just dissipated, like, yesterday. So, and there's still lots of snow in the trails. I have no idea how, like, Alberta gets that dry. I need to look into the environment. So anyways, guys, you guys have a great day, and thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.